So, I have been thinking about doing a daily reading, or at the very least a weekly reading, because daily seems kind of extreme. And what I would be reading is some of the stuff that I've actually written. I have 2 stories that I'm working on, and I have a few books that I've actually published on Amazon. So I think that could be an interesting way to kind of just add more variety to this channel, I started this channel to do one thing, right? It was to help people, but not just um in the traditional sense, right? Because I think when we talk about helping people, we talk about providing a direct service. What I want to do is I want to give people the tools to help themselves. I think my job as a therapist is to do exactly that, When you're in therapy with your patient or your counselor, depending on what side you're on, we don't really talk about therapy in the sense of, here, I'm giving you this for the week, and it'll get you through, your day. No, we talk about it as, here's another skill you can add to your tool belt that you can use once, twice, 1,000 times daily, whatever works for you. So, all that to say that, yeah, I would like everything in my channel to really be about providing things that outlast me. I would like the channel to have skills that people could utilize. I would like the channel to have little areas of which inspire people to try new things. I would like it to be more than just watch the video once sort of situation. I think that if I could create something that allows people to come back to it as needed, that would be great. So, in an effort to start out the weekly readings, I figured I would read the book that I'm working on. Now, for context, I think I would like to be a dad someday, right? But I realized you only see things from your perspective once, right? And by that I mean, if I were to look back on this day in 10 years, I'm gonna see it completely different than I do now. And for some cases, that's a good thing, time, wisdom, all of that. But I also think there's something to be said about having feedback on a topic as you're feeling the raw emotion. Because I think, as a parent, you can say, oh, I had this heartbreak when I was your age. But there's kind of this disconnect because, it doesn't feel the way it did the first day it happened. And so, in some regard, I don't think you're, going to connect with your child the same way, because do any of us really remember 100% how things felt 10 years ago or 3 years ago? I remember plenty of friendships that have ended, and I remember in the moment feeling crushed. I remember thinking, I don't know how I'll get through this. But the emotion is gone, right? I no longer have that emotion. Like, to me, as I think about it, it doesn't feel like that big of a deal. And although that's helpful, I think sometimes as people, we really gravitate towards situations in which not only does somebody understand us, but they can feel what we're going through. You know those moments when you're pissed off about something and your best friend or your partner or your mom is equally pissed off for you? That's not just because they understand. That's because they're feeling the emotion, and you can feel that they are feeling the emotion, right? It's this level of being connected that you don't get any other way, right? You only get that in the moment. But once the moment's gone, it's gone. So I guess, to make a long story short, my plan here was to just kind of capture that emotion, provide that feedback, provide that wisdom, and be there. One, because I'm not going to understand it the same way as I do today, 10 years from now. But two, as sad as this sounds, to say, we never know how much time we have left on this planet. And so, if I have a child in 3 years, but I pass away in 5 years, I want something left behind. I want them to have something to turn to. A reminder that, yes, they are loved, and they don't need to wonder if that's true. They don't need to wonder if I care about them, because it will be written in this book, right? There's so much grief when you lose somebody, right? Because there's things you'll never get to say. There's things that you'll never know. But if it's written down, if it's written down that they love you, that's a pretty fantastic gift to provide your loved ones, your kids, your mom, So, I guess that in a nutshell is why I'm doing this. And on the off chance that I never have kids, there's plenty of kids who don't have somebody to turn to, who haven't heard the words, I love you, from a father, right? And so if this is one way they can hear those words, then I am happy to provide. Right? So, without further ado, I guess I'll read a little bit, And yeah, then I'll just stop the recording and we'll see how this video goes. Nobody can predict the future, no matter how hard we try. I hope to be a father one day. And it is for this reason that you are seeing this. As parents, I believe we all have the duty to teach our kids, to guide our kids, to love our kids, and to inspire them to lead life their own way. We try to pack all this love, all these lessons into limited time. Every year, it seems like time moves faster and faster, and we hope that ultimately our efforts are enough. We hope they reach the potential we know they're capable of, and mostly, we hope they remember this one truth. I love you. I don't love you based on your choices. I love you unconditionally. I just hope you're happy and healthy. I decided to write this after being inspired by Star Trek. TNG, the episode where Jack Crusher left a holographic message for Wesley. Unfortunately, he ran out of time and didn't get to leave more. I highly recommend you watch Star Trek TNG, The Twilight Zone, and Charmed. Let your imagination wander. Take in the magic of it all. Let your wander take you elsewhere. Let your wander guide you as you explore all that life has to offer. As I write this, the date is 1/30/25, and this will undoubtedly come together over the course of many days and possibly even years. I realized last night that through the coming years I will change in ways I can't possibly predict, while holding on to the many values that make me who I am today. My hope is that despite the touch of time, these words will stay, allowing you to access my advice and perspective as I experience life, rather than after it. I'd like to believe that being this open with you will show you that through the highs and lows you can prevail. I've had my share of highs and some pretty low lows, which I am excited to share. There's more to parenting than just giving advice. However, it's also about sharing your passions, and so I promise to do that too. Today is February 16th, and I feel kind of empty. I'm looking around, and the whole world feels darker today. I'm not sure what I need, but my body is screaming. Just because the world feels silent, as if I'm the only one around, it doesn't mean that the void I'm feeling isn't screaming. I've missed church now for 2 weeks due to the weather, and by extension, I've missed out on socialization outside of work. I feel like I can't relax because I have work tomorrow. I feel like I should be prepping, doing my chores, showering, etc. It's February 23rd, and let me provide a few updates. What I ended up needing to get out of my head. What I ended up needing is to get out of my head. I did the laundry so it wouldn't take up energy in my brain, and I watched some TV that I find relaxing. That being said, missing church hasn't been my only issue. I've also been having dreams of past friendships. That is all I'm gonna read today. I promise that in the future I will probably read this in advance so that I don't trip over my own words as much. But yeah, that's just kind of a sample of what's in store. And I hope you can really feel the emotion and understand my vision for what this is and what this could be. Thank you, and I hope you have a wonderful day.